we headed to round 6, the halfway point, or headed toward it in this 12-round battle. Micheal Nunn, you know him as a 2-time champion. He won the middleweight championship from Frank Tate back in 1988. Defended that 5 times, then won the super middleweight title in WBA from Victor Cordoba in 1993. Defended that 4 times before losing it. Of course,
well, Scully getting the edge in punches, landed that round, but again, look at Nunn for the 3rd round in a row. 101, he's in triple digits. That's probably going to be a split round in the cards.
Yes, because we have the benefit of seeing those numbers come up and knowing the ones that landed and the ones that didn't. The judges are going by what they can see, and watching 2 fighters as opposed to punch profile. Each man takes 1, and a very accurate count. Good jab by John Scully. And I'll tell you what, Micheal Nunn, Dave, I think, is making a huge mistake.
I agree. You can't lay on here. You can't waste time in a fight. You might want to be preserving your energy, but this 168-pound version of the rope-a-dope doesn't do it.
And maybe if you're Muhammad Ali in the 70s, you can get away with it because of the perception that he was Superman. Micheal Nunn, I think Ivan Mercanti's wrong for warning Nunn. He's not putting the head into Herman. That's a ploy by Micheal Nunn. Good right hook by Scully.
He was waiting. He timed it. Scully has maintained a discipline to that fight plan.
Scully trying to finish off with that right hook. How about the fact that John Scully, now we've seen him maybe 4, 5, 6 times in his career. I have never seen him be a lefty this long, and now he switches to right.
We usually see guys dabble in southpaw, then go right back.
Well, let's see if it's a problem for Nunn. He goes back to lefty. He likes what's happening that way.
He likes the right hook, which is opened up. He likes the punching lane there. And he wants to match his power with the right hand against the left hand of Nunn. He thinks it's a favorable matchup for him.
The right hook by Scully is getting there over a very lazy left hand of Micheal Nunn.
And that's why he's staying in the southpaw style for that one booming opportunity every round.
And Dave, don't you think, and let's flash back now to the time when Micheal Nunn fought the other guy in our main event, James Toney. He was beating Tony every single round, and it was Tony, in that case it was a big left hook, that knocked Micheal Nunn out. Doesn't Scully maybe think to himself, if I get one of those right hooks in later in this fight, I can knock him out?
With his conditioning, he must be aware that no deficit is too big here. He can take a big shot for a knockout.
So an interesting round 6. I think one in which John Scully has made a little bit of a statement. And let's sneak into his corner, George Cruz. We'll talk to him.
You hear me? I got an even fight right now. You see that water? Get back, baby. We're kicking in 2nd gear now. We're kicking in 2nd gear. You hear me?
Yeah.
How you feel?
Great.
Damn right you feel. Yes, I know you feel.
Well, Scully waiting for Nunn, and maybe this was his most impressive round because Nunn goes down low. Scully times it. Nice right hook. Waits again, and he was able to land that. Also got it in late in the round, which really got Micheal Nunn's attention. In this fight, Scully is living by the right hook. That's why he stays in the right-hand style, the southpaw style, and that time Micheal Nunn acknowledges that one got in.
And that time, he turned that punch better and didn't slap with it. So, what has turned out to be a very intriguing and I think entertaining super middleweight matchup. Micheal Nunn in the white trunks, in the black is John Scully. Scully, a 28-year-old from Hartford, Connecticut, came in here with a 35-4 record. Has been nibbling around the fringes of contention. Has never gotten that one win to put him over the top. He thinks tonight might be it. And let's say this, he came in here prepared.
Came in prepared, knew the style he was going against, and Nunn with the lead that he built up in the first couple rounds. Again, impressive numbers thrown, well over 100 a round, and Scully hanging in there. And if Scully is going to do it, now he'll step up into that other phase of his game he talked about earlier.
He told us that as the fight progressed, he would do better. That has been true. He felt Michael Nunn would fade. We had to take him on his word because we have seen Mark Scully fade in recent times, or John Scully. We've seen him fade before.
The hardest style to stay with, as Nunn seems to have a small edge on my card. The hardest style to stay with is the counter-punching early in the fight when you know you might be giving rounds away to try and come back later. Scully has done that.
Over a minute gone here in round 7. We hope you are enjoying this. Still to come, our main event with James Toney and Greg Everett. Cruiserweight battle. That's right. James Toney is now fighting as a cruiserweight. He's supposed to be light heavyweight for this, but will in fact fight as cruiserweight. But this one, a very entertaining super middleweight encounter.
In the first couple rounds of this fight, when Nunn would unleash some fast combinations, Scully would be blinded by it for a while, even though they weren't getting in. Now he's walking through them, not impressed, and trying to counter immediately.
And Nunn opening himself up more, Dave, squaring himself up more to John Scully.
And when he does that, he's not a southpaw anymore. Arguably, he's not Michael Nunn anymore.
Good point. About a minute left to go here in round 7.
Look where those punches are coming from Nunn, from the waist. That's why Scully has had the chance to counter, and he does it again. Good
right hook by John Scully. This one, a 12-rounder for the NABO Super Middleweight Championship. Michael Nunn in the white trunks, John Scully in the black. It has been a good one. It's scheduled for 12, and we are in the 7th. Nunn sharpshooting, but not as many punches as he threw before, and not with this punch. You read my mind. Under a half minute left to go in round 7. Is there a subtle change in this fight? No. Let's amend that. It's not such a subtle change. John Scully is bringing it to Michael Nunn. Can he continue? Nunn punching a lot. Nunn and Scully throwing the right hook and landing it. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Well, Scully able to wait, and Michael Nunn pays. That one a grazing right hook. He also had some more potent shots in that round.
We are in round 8. This is a bout which was, I don't want to say dominated, but handled really by Michael Nunn the first 3 or 4 rounds. He did extremely well, but in these middle rounds, it has been John Scully in the black trunks doing this, ripping shots to the body and the head and backing Michael Nunn up.
Following the fight plan perfectly, and, you know, these guys knew about the fight, a fight that stayed in over several weeks. The training was there, the game plan developed, and Scully has stayed with his.
And let's remember all the body work that John Scully did early. Now, Nunn did a lot too, but apparently what Scully did might be paying more dividends right now.
Really ripped the body in those early rounds, waited. May have given some rounds away, but was figuring to charge in the second half of this fight.
Keep him up, Scully.
See, now if you're Scully, you really want to step it up because you believe you're in this fight, whereas most times by this point, Michael Nunn has quite a lead and just about can't be caught in the scorecards. In this case, Scully is right with him.
Good jab by Scully, and in the last 2 rounds, the jab of Scully has become a better weapon. Halfway through round 8, and make no mistake, Michael Nunn is still landing more than his share and still getting some nice combinations in. The question, I guess, I'll tell you what else is a big question. How much are the judges going to give Scully? Oh, nice right by Scully. Another one. He may have stopped Michael Nunn. I think he did. Nunn is still punching, but I think he felt that right hand by Scully. Scully is not a big puncher, but he's got some pop in his right hand, and the hook gets in. Now Scully is a righty.
When he's in trouble, he goes to the right-hand style. And the point you were starting to make about how much will the judges give Scully is an excellent one because Nunn has been the aggressor. Scully has been sharp and accurate, but with his back turned.
And how much of the body work will they credit Scully with? But right now in this round, here's Nunn with him against the rope, but you're just waiting for the explosion of Scully. And there he tries it with the right hook, which has been a big weapon for him. So John Scully, who lives not far from here in Hartford, Connecticut, has got these fans excited. And why not? He is fighting the fight of his life. This is the best John Scully has looked against the top opponent. And win, lose, or draw, he's showing he is ready for this bout. We'll be back for round 9. Stay with us.
Well, you're seeing Scully able to mix it up on the inside with Nunn, and that led to that nice right hand. That's the best right hand from that style he's landed here. Hey, as a righty, he lands a right hand. Now he's got to open up even more avenues of confidence in this fight.
And you can feel the